The Indian Ocean is the third largest of the world's oceanic divisions, covering 70,560,000 square kilometers or 19.8% of the water on Earth's surface. It is bounded by Asia to the north, Africa to the west and Australia to the east. To the south it is bounded by the Southern Ocean or Antarctica, depending on the definition in use. Along its core, the Indian Ocean has some large marginal or regional seas such as the Arabian Sea, the Laccadive Sea, the Somali Sea, Bay of Bengal, and the Andaman Sea. The Indian Ocean has been known by its present name since at least 1515, when the Latin form Oceanus Orientalis Indicus before the Pacific was surmised. Conversely, Chinese explorers in the Indian Ocean during the 15th century called it the Western Oceans. The ocean has also been known as the Hindu Ocean and Indic Ocean in various languages. In ancient Greek geography, the Indian Ocean region known to the Greeks was called the Eritrean Sea. The borders of the Indian Ocean, as delineated by the International Hydrographic Organization in 1953, included the Southern Ocean, but not the marginal seas along the northern rim. But in 2000 the IHO delimited the Southern Ocean separately, which removed waters south of 60 degrees south from the Indian Ocean but included the northern marginal seas. Meridianally, the Indian Ocean is delimited from the Atlantic Ocean by the 20 degrees east meridian, running south from Cape Agulhas, and from the Pacific Ocean by the meridian of 146 degrees 49 A, running south from the southernmost point of Tasmania. The northernmost extent of the Indian Ocean is approximately 30 degrees north in the Persian Gulf. The Indian Ocean covers 70,560,000 square kilometers and a maximum depth of 7,906 meters. All of the Indian Ocean is in the Eastern Hemisphere and the center of the Eastern Hemisphere. The 90th meridian east passes through the 90 East Ridge. In contrast to the Atlantic and Pacific, the Indian Ocean is enclosed by major land masses and an archipelago on three sides and does not stretch from pole to pole, and can be likened to an embayed ocean. It is centered on the Indian peninsula. Although this subcontinent has played a significant role in its history, the Indian Ocean has foremostly been a cosmopolitan stage, interlinking diverse regions by innovations, trade, and religion since early in human history. The active margins of the Indian Ocean have an average depth. The passive margins have an average depth of 47.6 plus or minus 0.8 kilometers. The average width of the slopes of the continental shelves are 50.4 to 52.4 kilometers for active and passive margins respectively, with a maximum depth of 205.3 to 255.2 kilometers. Australia, Indonesia, and India are the three countries with the longest shorelines and exclusive economic zones. The continental shelf makes up 15% of the Indian Ocean. More than 2 billion people live in countries bordering the Indian Ocean, compared to 1.7 billion for the Atlantic and 2.7 billion for the Pacific. The Indian Ocean drainage basin covers 21,100,000 square kilometers than those of the other major oceans. The largest rivers are in Limpopo rivers. Marginal seas, gulfs, bays and straits of the Indian Ocean include: along the east coast of Africa, the Mozambique Channel separates Madagascar from mainland Africa, while the Sea of Zunj is located north of Madagascar. On the northern coast of the Arabian Sea, Gulf of Aden is connected to the Red Sea by the Strait of Bab el-Mandeb. In the Gulf of Aden, the Gulf of Tadjoura is located in Djibouti and the Gaddafi Channel separates Socotra Island from the Horn of Africa. The northern end of the Red Sea terminates in the Gulf of Aqaba and Gulf of Suez. The Indian Ocean is artificially connected to the Mediterranean Sea without ship lock through the Suez Canal, which is accessible via the Red Sea. The Arabian Sea is connected to the Persian Gulf by the Gulf of Oman and the Strait of Hormuz. In the Persian Gulf, the Gulf of Bahrain separates Qatar from the Arabic Peninsula. Along the west coast of India, the Gulf of Kutch and Gulf of Khambat are located in Gujarat in the northern end, while the Laccadive Sea separates the Maldives from the southern tip of India. The Bay of Bengal is off the east coast of India. The Gulf of Mannar and the Palk Strait separates Sri Lanka from India, while the Adams Bridge separates the two. The Andaman Sea is located between the Bay of Bengal and the Andaman Islands. In Indonesia, the so-called Indonesian Seaway is composed of the Malacca, Sunda and Torres Straits. The Gulf of Carpentaria located on the Australian north coast, while the Great Australian Bight constitutes a large part of its southern coast. Several features make the Indian Ocean unique. It constitutes the core of the large-scale tropical warm pool which, when interacting with the atmosphere, affects the climate both regionally and globally. Asia blocks heat export and prevents the ventilation of the Indian Ocean thermocline. That continent also drives the Indian Ocean monsoon, the strongest on Earth, which causes large-scale